So my name is Klaudia, and I am a clinical mental health counselor.
Thank you, Claudia. I appreciate you introducing yourself. As we get started here, I'd like to ask you, what were you struggling with before we started working together? I know that your challenge was a little different than some, being that you wanted to put on healthy weight instead of lose weight. So what were you really struggling with before we started working together?
I would say like a little bit of everything. For the most part, I was struggling with like not knowing what to do to get results. I've never really been like an athlete or I've never really played sports, so I didn't know where to get the knowledge from. I would always like Google it, but there was so much information out there. Um, so I would say like the biggest thing that I struggled with is just the not having the knowledge which you provided me with. I realized that I wasn't definitely not eating the right food, or my nutrition wasn't right, as well as the workouts. I wasn't going as hard as I should be. I didn't have a routine. I didn't have a structure. I also had gym anxiety, which I overcame because I knew I knew what I was going to do at the gym when I got there. And then I also thought that I was eating healthy before the program, but I wasn't. And then I would say, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's a good long list of things you were dealing with, but I didn't know about the anxiety about the gym, and I think just that's a great thing to just add is that, having a plan walking into the gym makes you feel more confident than going in there with
Yeah.
nothing, no direct approach.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that you listed there, how did I personally I guess, solve these issues for you? Obviously, some of it's straightforward, but let's just hear a little feedback.
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing is like you were just there at all times, and like having somebody who holds you accountable was like how I started the program. So I kind of like did it, kind of maybe for you first. Not for you, but I guess at the end it became something that I did for me, but at first I had somebody to hold me accountable. And then I would say just you letting me know how like the nutrition is going to work, how the workouts are going to work, and adding more food as we go throughout the weeks. Just explaining it all to me, I would say.
That does help a lot. Like as I'm sure in your profession you understand, just giving the understanding of why we're doing something really helps people, make that decision and follow through. And
Yeah.
then also just to touch on your profession again, you understand the human brain, especially the adult brain, and that it doesn't really accept new habits very well. So we have to go through that accountability factor of talking and checking in every day to start building it. So, like you said, you were doing it for me in the beginning, but by the end, it was for yourself. And that makes sense because in the beginning, as an adult, we don't easily accept new habits because our
Mhm.
brains don't typically work that way. And so therefore that has to have that old school, accountability where you're walked through the entire process day after day and then it clicks. And I
Mhm.
noticed that difference where you were just off to the
Yes.
races.
As soon as you see like some results, I saw them in 2 weeks. My bloating was down. I was excited. I was taking pictures, sending them to everyone. But so that first like 2 weeks, I was like, wait, okay, this is finally working. I'm finally on the right track.
Glad that we were able to rope you in and that you got those results so quick because that was
Yeah.
actually all due to your hard work. And I can lead you to the water, but you had to drink, as they say. So you did the hard work. So with all that said, now on the other side of it, what is your takeaway from this that you're going to take into your own life and apply moving forward?
Um, a few takeaways. I would say, um, Definitely like the food part, eating, every 2 hours or every 3 hours, eating less portions, but more frequently, so I didn't feel, like, all bloated throughout the day, as well as, I would say even being mindful about, like, alcohol and drinking, because I didn't really miss it that much. So, I would say that as well. What I take away as well, which you may not be, expecting, is I, like, learned how to cook. Yes. So, I'm taking away that, and I'm definitely going to, keep my body moving every single day. I feel so much better, after the workouts, even if I go for a walk or even go for a jog or a bike ride, keeping my body moving just made me so much more motivated to continue. And then I would say, um definitely having the food ready to go, because that's what I used to do. I would just get hungry and not have my food ready, so I would go, get fast food or whatever, or snack on unhealthy food. So when I have it prepped and ready to go, that's not going to be an issue. It's when I fuel my body with the food, then I like forget about everything else. So I definitely will prep my food. And I think that's about it.
That's a good list. That's a great list, especially because now that you're in your profession right now, practice
Yeah,
having that food ready is probably even more crucial than it was before you
yes.
started.
And it honestly, like, saves money as well. So
Exactly.
wasn't
I
ex
hear that every single time, and people are like, if I looked at my numbers from my groceries
yes.
or your bill from takeout, it's a couple $100. It really makes a big
Mhm.
difference.